People have spent years trying to film the most intimate and dramatic moments in animals' lives. But wouldn't it be wonderful to see the world from the animal's point of view? In this series, we're going to do just that. The animals are going to do the filming, taking us to places that a film crew simply cannot go, and revealing a side of their lives that we've never seen before. Working with scientists, we're going to design cameras small enough to take us into their hidden world for the first time. Our camera crew will be one of the most diverse teams ever to film a wildlife series. From 30-centimetre tall meerkats to 100-kilometre-an-hour cheetahs, from free-diving fur seals to nest-building chimps, our unconventional film crew will reveal surprising behaviour and give us a new insight into how they live their lives. This is their world, their footage, their story. And we're going to see it through their eyes. In this programme, we'll see what our cameras can reveal about 3 of the world's most iconic species. In the forests of Central Africa, we'll climb with chimpanzees and witness their hidden treetop behaviour. In Argentina, we'll dive into the fascinating world of penguins and uncover their extraordinary hunting techniques. But our journey starts in South Africa with one of nature's smaller superstars, the meerkat. The Kalahari Desert is the best place to find these miniature mammals. For the last 25 years, scientists from Cambridge University have been studying meerkats' fascinating social lives. But they still know virtually nothing about what they get up to inside their burrow. Our mission is to use mini cameras to reveal the extent of their underground world, where they sleep, how they navigate, but most importantly, we want to see newborn pups below ground. We've come to meet a family of 21, led by a dominant female who's mother to the pups. She wears a radio collar to help the scientists track the group's movements. Project manager Laura Meldrum and her team weigh each member of the group daily as part of their study. Because the meerkats here have been studied for so long, they completely ignore the researchers. It makes this the only place in the world we can easily slip a camera collar onto a meerkat. But which family member to choose? Eve is the dominant female's eldest daughter. She's ideally placed to film the pups. We're also keen to get a camera onto one of the carefree teenagers. Minicam expert Chris Watts puts the finishing touches to the cameras. The scientists specified that the cameras should weigh less than 5% of the meerkat's body weight. So Chris's final design weighs in at just 28 grams, about a fifth of the average smartphone. To allow quick and easy attachment, Chris has added tiny magnets. It's daybreak. Time to try getting our tiny cameras onto our meerkat crew. First up is a lively teenager called Fat Boy. While Chris is being extra careful not to startle the teenager, Fat Boy has turned it into a game. But after a bit of perseverance, the collar slips on. Next up is Eve. Unlike Fat Boy, the camera slips on first time, taking us straight into the meerkat's curious world. It's reassuring to see our film crew so relaxed. And the test footage gives us our first glimpse of what it's like to be a meerkat, and just how big we look from their point of view. Immediately, the cameras reveal remarkable behaviour. Eve has found a tasty treat, a juicy insect larva. But instead of eating it herself, she gives it to one of the pups. Fat Boy's camera has recorded his favourite pastime, play fighting. The camera test succeeded, but that was just the start. Now we're hoping to capture images from deep within the meerkat's burrow. We'll need to light their dark tunnels, so we need to find out how big they are. We've invited geophysicist Dr. Adam Booth to scan our family's home with a ground-penetrating radar. Adam's scan reveals the burrow to be far bigger and more complex than anyone expected. There are over 100 metres of tunnels. It's a vast, interconnected system. Understanding the size and shape of the tunnels helps Chris figure out how to illuminate them. He's added infrared LEDs on the side of the collar, so the light will bounce off the walls. To maximise filming time underground, the new night vision cameras won't be deployed until just before the group goes to bed. This is the moment the team have all been working towards. Tempted in by a drink of water, the cameras go on without a hitch. Now we just have to hope the technology works in the pitch dark below ground. The Meerkat film crew is taking us in to the family's private quarters for the first time. Meerkats aren't the only lodgers here. Dung beetles are not on the Meerkats menu. They help to clear up the Meerkats' mess, so the family welcomes these helpful housemates. We can see clearly because of the infrared lights on our camera collar, but the Meerkats can't see a thing down here. They rely on their sensitive whiskers and their sense of smell to navigate. And Eve chooses her route without hesitation, greeting family members on the way. She passes tunnels heading off in all directions. She's travelling through a labyrinth with more than 20 entrances. There are signs of excavation everywhere, scratch marks covering the roof and walls. Eventually, Eve enters a large chamber, and her camera reveals something new to science. Above ground, the feisty leader keeps low-ranking females like Eve at a distance. But down here, hierarchy is put to one side, as the whole family shares the same bedroom. The cameras have given us our first fascinating look inside a meerkat's burrow. But there's something even more remarkable we want to capture. Newborn pups only emerge from the burrow when they're about 3 weeks old. Before that, they're hidden below ground. A stage of meerkat life that scientists are desperate to learn more about. Over the coming weeks, the research team continues to deploy the cameras. Until finally, we find what we're looking for. A pregnant female has given birth. We're taken right into the birthing chamber. At the centre are 5 new arrivals. These pups are less than a day old. They've never been seen, let alone filmed. One pup still has its umbilical cord attached. Instinctively, the infants search for their mother's milk. Their eyes are still closed, but they're already communicating. These are the youngest meerkat calls ever recorded in the wild. They help the adults find them in the dark, and also help the family build the strong bonds they'll need to survive above ground. For the scientists, the cameras are a major breakthrough. Some of the biggest surprises were provided by the newborns. Laura and her team were impressed to see that at just 1 day old, the pups were already strong, mobile, and vocal. The cameras have opened up a whole new world of possibilities for future research. But the Kalahari Meerkat team are just one of the groups to benefit from the latest advances in miniature cameras. Could our cameras help scientists in another part of the world on their mission to save an endangered species? We're starting a whole new challenge, deep in the jungles of Cameroon. The forests here are home to an incredible variety of wildlife, including one of the natural world's most fascinating species. We're on our way to meet a group of chimpanzees, who we hope will take our cameras up into their treetop world. This is Sanaga Yong Chimpanzee Rescue Center. Here, orphan chimps are taught the survival skills they need to join a chimpanzee family. The ultimate goal is to build well-bonded groups, which can be released back into the wild. We're here to see if onboard cameras can help monitor and speed up that process. And we're starting with the sanctuary's newest arrival, 4-year-old Kimbang. Like others here, she's had a difficult start in life. Weak and traumatized, she arrived in a box. Poachers had killed her mother for food. Mimi Swift has been helping to fill the role of Kimbang's mum, preparing the youngster for her first step towards a new life. Without her biological mother, Kimbang is dependent on Mimi to teach her everything. From what food is good to eat, to how to crack nuts using a stone as a tool. But Mimi can't follow Kimbang up into the treetops. To find out how she's coping up there, she's built her a camera harness. Now she hopes tech expert Chris can perfect the design and help deliver the footage she needs. Chimps are much stronger than people, so the camera and harness must be pretty much indestructible. We're ready to give the camera a go. But getting a 4-year-old chimp interested in anything other than play is a challenge.
Kimbang! Hey, Kimbang!
Kimbang's never seen the camera before, so a little encouragement is needed. For safety, the harness has a Velcro fastener, so Kimbang can remove it at any time she wants. But that has an obvious downside. Kimbang finally chooses to put the camera on. But within minutes, she's pulled the reinforced harness apart. If she can destroy the cameras with such ease, we're going to have to seriously rethink our approach. Work is underway on an even more industrial design, built from car tyres and rivets. It's a laborious 2-day process of scratching, stitching, sanding and gluing. Once the new camera is ready, everything is in place for Kimbang's first treetop test. Can she choose the right food? In the forest, every young chimp must learn which foods are safe to eat. Mimi has taught Kimbang a lot, but our onboard camera is the only way to see if she'll make the right choices up there on her own.
Kimbang!
Mimi and Nicholas Banadzem, the centre's vet, groom Kimbang to calm her, so she doesn't get too excited when the camera reappears.
Good girl, Kimbang.
Now, for the first time, Mimi can see what she gets up to. To begin with, there are a lot of selfies. Chimps are one of the few animals that can recognise themselves in a mirror. Our camera lens is highly reflective, so right now, Kimbang is having a good, long look at herself for the first time. Finally, she heads for the canopy, showing an impressive turn of speed. The strength of Kimbang's young limbs is clear. She's in her element up here. The camera reveals what a confident climber she is. As she gets higher, the branches get thinner. But Kimbang doesn't hesitate. She's making the right choices about what will hold her weight. She grabs something to eat from a bush, but after tasting and smelling it, she decides it's not good to eat. This is exactly what Mimi was hoping to see, and it's an encouraging step towards independence. But before Mimi feels completely confident about releasing her into a family group, she wants to see if Kimbang can recognise and respond to danger. We've come up with an experiment using a plastic predator. Snakes are a common threat in the forest, so Kimbang needs to know how to react. Hopefully, she won't get too close, and she'll make a call to warn Mimi of danger. As far as Mimi knows, Kimbang has never seen a snake before, so this will be a test of her instincts. Kimbang spots our plastic snake and immediately stops to have a good look. She doesn't get close, but moves round to investigate the threat from every angle. She hasn't been taught how to react, but so far her response has been just right. She seems torn between curiosity and fear, cautiously pulling away the branch to get a better look. She decides it's definitely a threat and backs off, using the branch to make herself look bigger. Now it appears she's even using the camera as a weapon. But will she make the alarm call to announce the danger? This is the right call to warn the rest of the group. Mimi calls back that she's okay. It was the perfect response, one that could have saved Kimbang in a real-life snake encounter.
Kimbang!
Kimbang is proving, with every task, she's ready for the next step. Mimi can't be mum forever. Like all chimps, Kimbang's future survival depends on being part of a family group. Chimps are extremely social animals. They learn from each other, help each other, and rely on each other both emotionally and physically. A lone chimp by itself, especially a young one, would never survive. Mimi thinks there's a suitable group for Kimbang to join. Like Kimbang, they were once orphans. Could our cameras reveal how this newly formed family is adapting to life in the treetops? They live in a large patch of rainforest, but Mimi lures them to the perimeter fence to pick up their cameras. Adult chimps are even more destructive than the little ones, so we've strengthened the cameras even more. The family heads straight off with their cameras, up into the canopy. They have some interesting filming techniques. And we should get some unconventional angles. If these cameras work, we could get a whole new insight into this family and the secrets of their life in the treetops. But for that, we'll have to wait, because for now, we're leaving the forests of Cameroon. On the other side of the world, in Argentina, another Animals with Cameras team is setting out to solve a very different mystery. Cabo dos Bahias on the east coast of Patagonia is home to thousands of Magellanic penguins. For the last 20 years, scientists Rory Wilson and Flavio Quintana have been researching these charismatic characters. Last year, 60% of chicks died. This happens every few years, and the scientists are desperate to understand why. They're hoping our cameras will show them how these parents are finding food far out to sea and reveal what they're catching for their young. It's the key to their chicks' survival. This is a critical time of year because the chicks are growing fast and need lots of food. The parents take it in turns to go hunting out at sea. The chicks need a belly full of food every couple of days, or they risk starvation. The team have already developed gadgets that record the birds' movements and calculate their diving depths. This year, our cameras will reveal the final piece of the puzzle, allowing the scientists to actually watch them hunt far out in the Atlantic. The team have had many years to perfect the art of attaching gadgets. Our streamlined cameras are placed on the lower back. Within a matter of minutes, parents are returned to their chicks, completely unfazed by their mini backpacks. One by one, our marine crew set off to film their hunting trips. Hopefully, the footage will reveal why, in some years, so few of their chicks survive. Our parents bravely swim out through the wild Atlantic surf. To find their feeding ground, they have to travel up to 300 kilometers on a grueling round trip that can last 3 days. Scientists suspect their sense of smell might guide them to areas that are rich in prey. they fluff an insulating layer of air into their feathers before diving into the chilly depths. Our parents will make up to 400 dives on a typical trip. The longer they search, the more energy they burn. And with hungry chicks waiting to be fed, the clock is ticking. So what our cameras film next is a real surprise. After hours at sea, our hungry penguins are ignoring perfectly edible prey. Shrimps, squid, and lobster krill are all passed up. The penguins are taking a massive gamble. Their chicks will starve if they leave them for too long without a meal. But the penguins keep searching until finally they find what they're after. Anchovies. These oil-rich fish are a penguin's superfood. Our cameras first show the penguins dropping beneath the fish. The air in their feathers makes them buoyant, so they shoot up into the shoal. Anchovies are the highest quality food these parents can feed their chicks. And that can mean the difference between life and death. All the penguin activity attracts other seabirds. Shearwaters dive down to join the feast. And until a catch has been swallowed, it's up for grabs. Our camera captures a gull snatching a fish straight from a penguin's beak. The footage has given the team a whole new understanding and shown just how important anchovies are to this population. An anchovy shortage last year may explain why so many young died. When they're scarce, parents may have to spend longer at sea or return with food that simply isn't nutritious enough. Fortunately, our cameras indicate an abundance of anchovies this year. Good news for Patagonia's penguins. For Rory and Flavio, this is the start of an exciting new era in penguin research. The cameras will enable the team to study this population in a whole new way and could even help to protect this species in the future. Back in the remote jungles of Cameroon, our cameras have been helping orphan Kimbang on her journey to join a family. We're about to discover what they could teach us about the group Mimi hopes Kimbang will join. We've built a set of extra strong chimp cams, and Mimi has persuaded the family to take them deep into their forested enclosure. After their afternoon in the forest, the chimps have come back to a smaller enclosure for the night. But the chimps seem to have become fond of their camera necklaces.
Kala. Kenapa?
Luckily, Mimi has a friend on the inside. Anita is a bit of a teacher's pet.
Oh, good girl, Anita. Okay, thank you, Anita. Okay, then Anita. Good girl, Anita. Come on. Good girl.
Anita has found 2 out of the 3 cameras, meaning there's one that has been left out in the forest somewhere.
Found it.
The camera is intact. But have we filmed any behaviour? Mimi and Nicholas sit down to watch the footage. The whole group are running through the bush, constantly calling and communicating. This female's found a fruit, but she's dropped the camera. Another chimp takes up filming duties. And soon begins to climb, holding the camera in one hand. As we reach the canopy, we get a spectacular view of their world through their eyes. The cameras show how comfortable and confident the group are, 30 meters off the ground. The other chimp cams have revealed some even more remarkable behaviour. One of the females has got mud on her hands. At first, she tries to wipe it off with leaves. But when that doesn't work, she does something completely unexpected. She's lapping water from a hole in the tree trunk. She climbs higher to take a seat, then cleverly uses the water held in her mouth to wash her hands. This family member is cleaning its teeth with a twig. another camera has revealed a female skillfully weaving herself a perfect treetop nest. It's a rare and privileged glimpse into the family's world. It's given Mimi a whole new insight into her chimps' lives. The cameras have revealed that the adults are thriving in their forest home. And it's clear this family has a very strong bond. It's exactly the sort of nurturing environment a young chimp like Kimbang needs. Even in the short time Kimbang has been wearing the camera, she seems to have become more interested in exploring her surroundings than playing with her surrogate mum. It's filling Mimi with the hope that Kimbang is ready to join a family group. And when she does, she won't just survive, but will flourish. From the chimpanzee's extraordinary treetop world to the meerkat's secret life below ground, and our penguin's epic underwater adventures, we've seen what the world looks like through the eyes of some amazing animals and revealed more than we could ever have imagined.